Thank you, Night Owl. I hit the unmute button. Anyway, folks, welcome back. The guys at the mine had an accident. We've got to clean up this accident before we can get the diesel. And that diesel is only allowed to go as far as Alarka Junction. So, it'll be of some help to us. Not a lot, but some. And yes, AJ Mercer, hello. Like I said, I definitely hit the unmute button. Mouse probably just missed or something. But before we can do all that, we do have to, get our train assembled. So we're going to focus on that. Just gotta, bash cars back and forth. And also get our outbound trains set up. I guess you can just shove those up here for now. Yeah, I am going to try and sort these cars a bit. And then we also have these ones to deal with. These ones have been sitting in the interchange for a while. They just, refuse to go anywhere. It's kind of annoying. You should have gone off. Why did you not go away? Maybe that'll help? We'll see. Next time we have to serve the interchange, which reminds me, I do want to change that interchange to cancel, and we'll reset it once we're ready. No, wait. No. That's not what I wanted. Go forward. Go back. These are all the cars we want together. Anything there? Nope. So it looks like our outbound train's just going to be those plus those. We do have one car that we'll need to pick up at Ela. We missed it yesterday. Oh no, I guess we did pick it up yesterday. That's right. We sent the little switcher to go get it. We're going to wait and see if we can get some more passengers before that train leaves. Now, one nice thing, we do have more money. So if we want to, we could actually buy another engine. Amazing, right? We wouldn't even have to use the used market. We're not going to do that, because if we look at our research, we're almost able to get the C40. I think I'd like to get the C40. So instead, we're going to bump that up. Now, admittedly, that's going to be an in-game tomorrow day thing. But also remember that we do in fact have Ann Mikado. It's not ready yet, unfortunately. It was pretty bad. But it will be ready for afternoon work, which is good, because we'll probably need it for that. Alright, let's send you back and go grab those cars. So we drop those ones there. Let's grab the other Rob Gap cars and put them on top of those and shove the whole thing back. Then we can put these leading cars back here. Oh no, we can put those ones there, stuff those on top, put these cars back, And then we can leave. Yeah, yeah. And then at some point we also have to assemble our train to Bryson from all this. That is a future us problem. Now you might notice, one of our new engines is in fact a diesel. The 44-ton stopped working. I think it's probably something to do with Beeman's mod. But the 60-ton is around. This guy's got 36,000 pounds of tractive effort. That's what we saw up at the mine. And I could get one. I'm not going to, but I could. Let's kick off some handbrakes. Shove all this down. Put those away, and then we can grab these and go. Just to make sure, yep, that is full. How's our passenger train doing? It's not full yet. It can do better. So, what tier is everything at? Everything that is not at Alarka Junction is at tier 5. Alarka Junction, everything is at tier 3 because we just unlocked it. And we don't have Silva yet. So yes, it is a lot of cars. In fact, it's so many cars that the interchange filled up, and we've got more coming this afternoon. Alright, so now let's push all of this back here. And let's also, you know, let's tie in the air on these last couple of cars. Maybe start working on oiling them up, although once we get going fast enough, that'll stop. It is a fun problem. It also means you get a lot of money for it. Yeah. Okay, so now we'll just have to wait to oil those up later. And now we need to grab that, which will stab on top of that. I kind of want to use this caboose this time. So we'll do that. Passenger train still isn't full yet. And also, welcome, Fun Hut. I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome to the channel. And our logger is up. We're going to be bouncing back and forth quite a bit. So we got to pick up those cars, and we have to go pick up whatever's ready here, which it looks like is most of them. We might leave these ones. I'm not sure yet. In any case, we now want to put those cars here, and then we'll bang into those and push them into those and take the whole mess out of town. Or at least the Ela. Wait, no. Hang on. This is wrong. I do need that first car, because the first car goes back. And then we'll have to put all these in the interchange once we're ready. I am running with a lot of mods. And the biggest one is the one that gives the series its name, the Roundhouse Research. So, we started off without all of these engines, and even this, you might notice, is only up to the K35. We started out with just the A12. And we have had to spend money to research bigger and better engines, cars, freight, and passenger. And it definitely adds a bit more challenge to the game. Means you can no longer just, you know, grab the biggest and best right from the get-go. It's kind of fun. send you to go get those. And then I want to grab the other caboose. We are running with some other mods. Obviously the A12 is a mod. I've got an improved map mod. Or map display mod. I don't have any... Well, actually I do have one track mod. We have the Scrapalachia mod. So we can buy stuff and send it to the scrapyard. And we have the used equipment market, so we can buy stuff that's piles of junk and send it to the scrapyard, or fix it up and use it as we want. In fact, I think most of the engines we bought have come from the used market. Alright, so let's grab you now. And we'll probably just have to send you to Ela to start, because the passenger train will need to leave pretty quick. And you just wait there until the freight leaves, and then you can start moving stuff back in. And out, and we'll just be sorting everything. Maybe I should have put these cars up there instead. I don't know. There's a lot to do. Passenger train is close enough to full. We're gonna send it out. To Whittier with ye. And our conductor does not want this caboose. He says it stinks. He wants this caboose. So we will give him this caboose. Let's grab that. And then we can head out. Okay, 12 again is just gonna wait a second. I am not currently using the timetable for passenger trains. Once I've expanded the railroad to Silva, I will probably start looking into doing that. But since I'm still expanding the railroad, I don't want to be messing with the timetable a lot. I did use the timetable in the last series, but again, I didn't start using it until I'd finished my full expansion. And right now I only have the one passenger train set. Alright. 532 tons. Highball to Ela. And I do mean highball. I forgot. What are we... Okay, no, we're still researching the baggage car. Ah, missed. Let's get the markers right. Now markers are right. Oh, 10 is still working on it. Okay. Now, one thing to consider is once 10 reaches Alarka Junction, the first thing we have to do is shuffle these cars out of the way. And that could be there, that could be there. It's probably going to be a mix of both. And then we also want to leave the Rob Gap cars, behind so that we can take them up to Rob Gap. We don't want to take those cars up the mountain to Alarka. It's just, you know, waste of fuel and water and tractive effort and all that. The one thing I probably should do really should have gone out with this train, but maybe we'll send it out, do a special run later. We're gonna get a couple more 2-bay hoppers. Or we're gonna get, yeah. And we're gonna set these to unload at whatever, well, we'll say Bryson for now. But let's get some online coal, shall we? And you just run up to Gov Island so that you can take the next passenger train. Or so that you can pass 10. Okay, 10 really needs to get a move on. Because it needs to beat the passenger train to Ela. And it should have been able to. It's really not that heavy, all things considered. Whatever. Let's get the rest of these cars moved over to interchange. And I think we're going to run these guys around before we take them up off the mountain. Nah, we won't worry about it. We're about to uncouple. And yeah, we'll just leave that one there so we can take a whole cut later. No sense in overloading the sawmill. Okay. Yeah, you can in fact move switches. This is the map enhancer, I want to say. So it changes the colors. It means you can see the individual cars instead of just the engines. It'll show you the switches. If you have signals, I believe it shows you the signal indications. It's pretty handy. Okay, that. Oh no, we do need to stop because I didn't tie the air in. So we'll run around. There's an ice cream cart passing by outside and it's kind of loud. I don't know if you can hear that. Okay, trains are... Yeah, dang it, 10 was being slower than I thought. So now you need to come all the way back. You know, I kind of respect that Night Owl, but I do believe the game is worth playing even in its current state. There is, I mean, yeah, MOW is going to fundamentally change it, and so you'll lose whatever progress. But it does sound like that they will keep this version of the game going as a legacy branch for a while. Presumably so that you can finish playing out whatever fantasy you had, like, you know, this. And also, while I'm sure it's coming, although someone will eventually show up and scream that I'm saying that, while I know MLW is coming, we don't actually know when yet. And I'd hate for you to miss out on the game because you're waiting for something that hasn't happened yet. And I think it's probably a good idea for you to get the fundamentals down before they throw the MLW on top of you. Because, it's a lot. Alright, we're actually going to tell 10 to come all the way into Bryson. So that it hopefully doesn't run into the passenger train. I think it's smart enough to figure that bit out. And we will take these also down into Bryson. We'll just drop them here. And I'm still getting these random lag spikes. I think it's just Windows processes doing Windows process things at inconvenient times. I haven't noticed this issue with Infinite Rails, I'm just saying. And to be honest, I didn't notice this issue until, like, maybe a month ago. Yeah, I got this, I think, also right about the time it launched. I will say I'm glad I started this series when I did instead of waiting for MOW, because if I was waiting for MOW, we still wouldn't be doing anything. Okay, one is going to wait at Gov Island. 12 is still making its moves. Yeah, I might turn off the internal cars mod if these things never move out, because this is getting really annoying. Yeah. I've played Derail Valley. I don't play it a lot. In fact, it's been a while. I've been kind of on and off with it. I might try playing it again soon, just because it's multiplayer, and so then I could, if I can stream it, like if my computer will hold up to it, I can stream it with friends and we can do multiplayer shenanigans. But yeah, we gotta clean that, clear up that, and then we can get that guy out. And then 1000 can more or less take over any freight coming to and from Alarka Junction for us. At least for the time being. The catch is going to be at some point we're going to need a fuel up there. And that's another thing. I haven't been able to get fuel tankers yet. It's pretty annoying. Okay, so let's see. How do we do this? I guess we'll just kick... We're gonna start sorting outbound cars and local cars, I guess. A beta oh, interesting. Cool that you're a beta tester. Yeah, I usually have to take a moment and refresh the controls every time I do it. Okay, we're gonna tell number 1 just to come to here for now. You have a car there. Nothing there. Yeah. 12 is still charging the brakes. That poor engine. It might be glitching a little bit. Let's tell it to knock into those and see what happens. Okay, I don't play VR. I don't have a VR set. And I think we'll actually tell you to advance all the way to... It's a relatively light train, but there is going to be some switching, so maybe we'll have you go to there. Leave the train, and start moving these cars out of the way. Yeah. Yeah, and we do need to move them anyway, because at some point... No, that's not our passenger train. At some point, our passenger train will need to go up to Alarka. I don't know what your problem is, so how about this? I'm just gonna push through this. And we're just gonna switch this manually, I guess. It's not like anything else is going on at the moment, so we may as well. That was a lowrider car. So we'll kick those ones. This is kind of a long-distance kicking move, so... I don't know how well this is going to work, but we'll try it. Alright, how's everything else? Okay, 5 has reached its destination. 10 is blitzing through Bryson. Those cars are going the wrong way. So we're, we'll go back to automatic for a bit. I guess you can just kind of sit and wait for a bit now. And then we will Y the engine. And that way we'll be facing the right way when we leave. But we'll wait. We'll let it finish unloading first. Now, at some point, 11 is going to get replaced with number 1 on the passenger train, and then we can add more cars. Right now, I'm not sure 11 could actually pull more coaches up the hill outside of Bryson. Okay, so, Whittier cars, there. So I primarily model in O&30. I do some N scale, I do some HO scale, I do some double O gauge, I do some L gauge. I used to do G. I think I technically still have some O3 rail somewhere at my parents' house. I do a lot of them. Okay, still loading and unloading. Just waiting for the little ticket counter thing. 10 is having a little bit of trouble up that hill. I wasn't expecting that. It is only a C25. So, you know, once we get the Mikado, that'll do better. Still. We'll see what happens. Knocking on wood right now. Okay, that's what we were looking for. Oh, and there's number 1 coming in right behind it, of course. Yeah, I do have a lot of N scale. I don't do anything with it. I'm kind of considering getting out of it. I don't know. Like, at the moment, I just have a small amount of house, which kind of limits what I can do. And I think I just told something to go to the wrong spot. Yeah, I told something to go to the wrong spot. And now it's gonna cause problems. Okay, fine. Go there. I have been out that way before. It has been a while. Alright, didn't have a few Z here. Alright, we're just gonna tell you to stop. While 11 gets itself figured out. Yeah, I've been out that way a couple times, so I'd probably be heading vaguely that direction-ish later this year. Still haven't seen the big boy, though. Every time they say it's coming to the northwest, it's like, psych! No, it's not. You get real tired of it after a while. Yeah, HO can take up quite a bit of space. So does 0-30, but 0-30 is fun. It's narrow gauge, and it's not super small, expensive, hard to get narrow gauge. Okay, 10 is still going up, and up, and up. So that's good. 5... Let's just have 5 move out of the way real quick. How many cars did we have at the interchange, or waiting on the next interchange? 7 cars for 7 destinations. So would that be the 7 brides for 7 brothers? Yeah. Okay, so we put that one there. Put that one there. We'll have you come up to here. Block the road, set a handbrake. We'll set you to manual so your notification goes away. This engine is inarguably too small for this job, but that's okay. And there. Yeah. Somehow that doesn't surprise me, Night Owl. It seems like whenever I look up the Infinite Rails on YouTube, I've got most of the videos. It is fun, so I'm glad I introduced you to it. And hoping you're enjoying it. Especially now that they've added coal, I am enjoying it a lot more. When it was just run logs back and forth, it was getting kind of boring. Also, the fact that they've made it so you can increase production at the sawmill. Primo change. 10 out of 10, no notes. I will probably try and do another Infinite Rail stream maybe Friday. We'll see. Also bought a copy of it for the Angry Rag Timer, so it's possible I'll get him to play as well at some point. No promises. Okay, actually, let's take you up there, because then we can start, you know, just shoving stuff in where it needs to go. And then we can move all that into one cluster for the outbound. Okay, where 10? 10 has made it over the hill. It's almost to where it needs to stop and us do some switching. We'll probably end up leaving these cars, and we'll have 19's first job be go fetch the stuff. Yeah, they do take a while. It kind of feels like he does about one big update a month or a month and a half. I think next on his list is doing stuff with water, but I'm not sure. He'd previously said coal and water were the next big things, and we just got coal. Coal and water. I wonder what could possibly require coal and water. Mystery to me. Oh, well now, come to think of it, actually. That stuff needs to go in there. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit to deliver that part of it. And Nathan Lee, yo! Well, you know, of course he's gonna think about adding a Steam engine to the game. Everyone's been asking for one. Makes a lot of sense, too. What ups, Nathan Lee? So, we've got Alarka Junction, or we've got Alarka. Yay! The mine train crashed. No! We gotta clean it up, but then we can scrap some stuff and fix some stuff, and we'll see what happens with that. If we get some more captive service cars, I'm not too inclined to complain. And meanwhile, we're trying to sort out the absolute mess I've made here in Whittier. And also get our passenger train turned around. And also... Yeah, Derail Valley, you do have to do the modded multiplayer. I'm not even sure my mod's up to date. They have mentioned that if they were to make it native multiplayer, it would completely change how they have to do the game. So I'll forgive them for that. And I'll be honest... When it comes to Steam, I don't know that I necessarily want the super high, in-depth, realistic firing that that Derail Valley has, and which Infinite Rails will have. Or not Infinite Rails, Century of Steam will have. I think it would be kind of nice to just be like, you have to watch your coal level, you have to watch your water level in the boiler. It'll affect how much steam is made. And, you know, the reverser impacts your steam usage as opposed to your speed. Unlike certain games. I'm gonna turn down my music real quick. It's so hard to get the balance right. In Infinite Rails, the balance is different. Oh, right. But I think, you know, something that where you don't have to deal with all the super nitty-gritty details, but still have to worry about the basic overview of don't let your water get too low, don't run out of fuel, don't run out of steam. So more advanced than this, but not so bad as Derail Valley. Because some of us like to just be real casual Steam enthusiasts. You're gonna have to be more specific on that, Nathan. Marquette has made a lot of things. None of which I'm using right now, but I don't really feel like I need a pack of 60 Steam engines. So let's fill up the passenger train again. At this point, we should have some more people who want to go for a train ride. Okay, I think 789 tons is going to be a little too much. So let's just grab, like, to here. And we'll set those cars here. And then we'll maybe set the rest, maybe here or maybe there. I'm not sure. Yeah. I wouldn't go too hard on Infinite Rails to do something that hardcore. Just because, you know, it's only one guy doing it. But we'll give him a break. But something, you know, that's got decent actual Steam simmer, an attempt at it anyway. Okay, no, I'm gonna have to just foul the main line with this. In order to get that guy right there. I don't think I've seen the I-1. Maybe I have just because there were clips of it in American Freedom Train colors. Okay, so I think what we'll do now is we'll have 12 put this car here, and then while 12 starts running this stuff in, we'll just, like, jam the rest of the cars on one's cars on this track, run around, and then deal with them. Yeah, I think that's it. Do I have Discord? I do not have my own server, if that's what you mean. I'm in several other people's Discords. I'm in the Midland 1072 Productions Discord, and if you go into the Midland 1072 Productions Discord, you will find the bandana notification role, and that way you can be notified in the Midland 1072 Productions Discord every time I post a video. I'm also in the Hyce Discord, I'm in the Lori Discord, I'm in a few of them. Lag. Stop. Stop, computer. Thank you. Alright, so now we grab the rest of these. Actually, these ones we might put over here, and then the Rob Gap coal cars go... Well, no. Put the Rob Gap coal cars here so it's an easier drop. And yeah, I don't know if Century of Steam's gonna be 2 or 3 years. It's gonna be more than... It'll probably be next year at the soonest. I'm not in the WNCRR Discord. I've watched a little bit of their stuff. I don't watch a lot of it. And that's not any indictment, because I do like what I see from WNCRR. It's just that I'm so busy I don't have time to watch all of their stuff. And speaking of Discord, someone just made an announcement in his Discord. Which did nothing. Sir, what are you trying to tell us? He just pinged. Let's move back to there. Oh, I need to give you air too, huh? Who needs air? It's almost like it's important. Ah! Well, his announcement ping didn't do anything, but I'm looking at Hyce's thing, or Discord, and fun stuff has been happening today, apparently. Wait. What are you doing? I didn't want you to go there. I want you to stay back here. I don't think that's the AI being stupid. I think that's me being stupid. Error was, you know, about 40 centimeters from the screen. Ah, you found me, huh? I'm not that... It's not like I make myself hard to find. Or hard to fond. What are you doing? Okay, so yeah, just stick those there. I am not the angry ragtimer. I'm in his Discord too, but I am not the ragtimer. If you think I'm the ragtimer, then something has gone horribly, horribly wrong. So yeah, I am not the angry ragtimer. Do not message the angry ragtimer asking if he is me, because he is not me, and I am not him. Angry is worth watching. But no, I am not him. I am not he. He is not me. We are different individuals. Ah, yeah, that engine. Yeah, I saw the images of it, but yeah, I saw the images. I haven't done anything with the engine. Not sure if I will. It's a bit big for this railroad, and we're a long ways from being able to research it. In the meantime, we got cars to do stuff with. Snowglobe Plaves, welcome. We will play Infinite Rails when I feel like it, really. So that might be this Friday. No guarantees. But right now, this Friday is looking like the most likely time. For now, I kind of want to get caught up on Railroader because I missed a whole bunch of them. But I am glad that you asked, because it means that people do in fact want to see more Infinite Rails. I know there's a few people who are only here for the Railroader content, so it's nice to see people appreciating the other game. And at some point you will also get another IRL video. I don't know when that's going to be yet. I need to get off my lazy butt and finish it. I've only just barely started it, to be honest. Alright, so now we tell you to go turn around. Polomat Mar, all you gotta do is turn around. And look at that. Except for needing to grab those cars for Rob Gap, our outbound train is pretty much ready to go. And, you know, aside from the fact that it's stuck. That's a minor detail. We'll deal with that later. Not sure how, but we will. So we'll leave those. Oh! That's you! That's you, Galgenhoof. Yeah, so, again, Friday is the most likely. And maybe 4, maybe 6. I'll check in the Discord, see when everyone's available. Something tells me Jacob still won't be, unfortunately. It's going to be hard to get it on a day when he's available. But yeah, if you haven't noticed, there have been some updates to Infinite Rail since the last time you played with us. So there's going to be more stuff to do. And that's on top of me preparing to make some more changes to the map. Where's everything? Okay, passenger train is there. So 10 has time to finish its stuff up. And yeah, first thing we're going to have to do is drag that stuff out. And we can repair that and drag that out. I believe the animals are less buggy. Well, no, they're not less buggy. They still come up everywhere. They still walk sideways on the track structure. But at least now you can delete them. I think when they first appeared, you couldn't delete anything that spawned naturally. So those ones go there. It was driving you up the walls. Well, it was driving them up the walls too whenever they tried to walk on a sideways surface. It was kind of funny. Okay. We have our train. Train needs to go here. We are finally ready to go to Alarka. Hallelujah for that. Got a little bit of coal there. Got a little bit of diesel fuel. We need to figure out how to get more diesel fuel. I tried once and it did not work. In fact, that's something else I'm going to do. We are going to buy another tank car and see if we can get this one to go out properly. And hopefully that'll work. Last time it loaded oil instead, which did not work. Do a quick save. And then we just gotta, yeah, figure out all this. I guess we shove these cars into here. Push these ones back to interchange. One can pull the train back? Yeah. We'll figure it out. Oh, that's a Stenzel car. That one's gonna need to go back out. So... we'll move that one out, and then we'll put these other ones back in. Okay, you are at waypoint, which means you are causing lag. And yes, again, it's just Windows processes. So once... yeah, so we gotta do the load, unload, and then we'll send you off. My first train sim... well, my first train running sim was also Microsoft Train Simulator. Admittedly, like 10 years after it came out. Maybe not quite that long. I did play, not a train sim, but I played Railroad Tycoon before that as well. Railroad Tycoon 2 and Railroad Tycoon 3. Not Sid Meier's Railroads. I didn't get that one for a while. Didn't really enjoy it much when I did play it, if I must be honest. So when 10 comes back, we will want to, I guess, drop our caboose and do the Rob Gap stuff, or do we want to try dragging some of that stuff out? I guess it'll depend. Would we all need to be in the same spot to do the land stream? Because then I gotta take my computer somewhere. But yeah, if we could figure out Railroad Tycoon multiplayer on a stream, that would be fun. I know there's things to do like a virtual LAN. At least I'm pretty sure there are. So yeah, now we shove all this together. Oh! I like the way you're thinking, Galgenhoof. We might have to try that then. What do you say, rest of chat? Would you watch a Railroad Tycoon 2 LAN party stream? Nathan Lee, if you mean the fact that there are Burks in Railroader, then yes. If someone's made a special mod that is specifically for those two engines, then no, I did not know that. But I did know there are Burks in Railroader. I like to buy them for Angry on his streams. He does not always like that I buy him Burks, but I do like to buy him a Burk. Okay, I guess we'll take this with us to get those down. Wait, that's not what I wanted. That was the wrong engine. That is the right engine. Yeah, I've never actually played Railroad Tycoon... well, I've played Railroad Tycoon 3 multiplayer once. Or at least we tried. It was the method we used was kind of buggy and it crashed a few times. It was, I think also like a virtual LAN service. I've heard Railroad Tycoon 2 multiplayer can be the same way, but, you know, if we save enough times, it'll be worth a shot. Alright, so now we push that up there a bit. Actually, maybe just to there a bit. Then we can grab those cars. Works great when all local. That? Alright, well, maybe we try that then. Now, to be fair, I might have trouble streaming that. I'd have to take some extra time to figure out how to set up a stream for that. So with that, it might be better if I brought my own computer up and hooked it up at your place. If we wanted to stream it, that is. If we just wanted to play for fun, use yours. Oh, no problem. And yes, Mark of One, that's kind of what I mean. Not partly that, you know, also the fact you'll probably have to watch boiler slosh, how much water's in your boiler. More detail with how the atomizer and the blower and the draft and all that, fire temps. I would not be opposed to one where it's just coal in the hole and water in the boiler, and your steam usage changes depending on your reverser. So something more advanced than Railroads Online, where it's just wood in the hole and infinite steam, but not so detailed as like Derail Valley. You know, I never played the Dovetail Train Simulator, or Trains, or the other ones. Just never felt like buying another one. Okay, now I gotta wait a second. Or actually, I guess I can come up here and wait. Okay, so I've been told Dragon is doing the newer Berks. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately my disc for Microsoft Train Simulator broke, so I can't play it anymore. But for a while in college and before college, I was working on a map that was set on Mars, which basically just meant I took the basic grass texture and made it orange. You know, I'll be honest, I don't think this game needs the ash dump. If it's not doing the rest of the Steam Sim, I don't think it needs the ash dump. That's something I would expect in Century of Steam or maybe Derail Valley. I don't think this game needs it. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, Night Owl. There are tons of DLCs for that game. And hang on. Okay! Huzzah! Number 10 has in fact made it to Alarka. Woohoo! Go, Andrew! So, now what we gotta do, we're gonna set a couple handbrakes, we're gonna save our game, and now let's go up to where this wreck is. We're gonna take these down, we'll let the diesel re-rail these and shove them up and pull them back down. And then we can sort out what stays and what goes with the steam engine while our local diesel, which they told me there's a name for it. I don't remember what that name is at the moment. We'll have to look it up later. While our diesel handles switching this stuff. Oh, that's another Stenzel car. Okay. I'll just shuffle those over there. And keep getting messaged. Aha! More pics of the Berks. Well, I'm not going to be using those for a while because, again, we are still pretty low on the Tractive Effort Research Totem Pole. The base game Burke, I know, is 65,000 pounds of Tractive Effort. And right now, the most we can get is, if we did full research, we'd get 5,000 pounds a day researched. Having said that, the guys at the mine said that once I drop off these cars, they might be able to hook me up with someone who can make our research more efficient. So, we'll have to see about doing that. Alright, so let's get this stuff re-railed. And there we go. 4 cars. And now we'll just roll these back a bit. And you still need to... Alright, well for now just put this one out of the way. And then I need you to deal with that. You know, I don't know about that one either. I mean, yeah, that would be kind of nice, Mark. But it's also kind of nice just being able to leave stuff down and not have to worry about it. It's fun to joke about. But quality of life, I don't know that I'd really want to deal with that. Kind of like how, kind of like if this game had, you know, if this game had switches that would wreck your train if you went through them the wrong way, we'd get sick of it in a hurry. Like what Railroads Online had originally before they fortunately switched it to kick switches. There's a certain element of realism that would come from doing something like you suggest, but I think there's also the, it's a game. And you want to make sure that the majority of the people who play your game are, you know, enjoying your game. I am not 6'6". I am 6'4". I still hit my head on everything. And I sometimes get asked to help people grab things at the grocery store. So playing a game where I don't have to worry about hitting all my stuff on things is pretty darn nice. Alright, so now it looks like we can probably just let these things roll. Starting to get there. I'm getting there. I still have hair. I don't know for how much longer. At this point, I've given up worrying about it. It's just not worth the time and effort and all that. Alright, so now we pull this all out, bring it back. One grabs its part, and one can go back to Bryson. All your hair is white. Don't know what to tell you there, Mark. Maybe wear a hat? Alright, we'll put you on the back, because then you can start dealing with all that. And 10 can start splitting the train up into scrap and repair. And 11 has made it to here. So we'll give it a chance to, again, do the load, unload. Oh, wow. That is pretty old, Night Owl. I think... Yeah, my dad had... I think he had punch cards in maybe high school, definitely college. Then again, they probably had punch cards when he was in high school. But I'm not sure his high school had them. You know, it is kind of interesting no one's done the missing 11 miles to Murphy. Everyone's kind of been focusing on other parts of the line. Maybe someone just needs to find someone who's willing to do it and pay them. I don't know. Maybe shove that up a little bit. Make sure we're actually clear. Okay, are you clear? Yes. So we'll have 10 go pick up its train, and we'll have 11. 11 can now make it all the way into town. And 1,000 can start dropping cars at these places. Oh, but now I gotta put all the cars together. Please hold. Alright. To Bryson with you. Yeah, that's a lot to see, and what with the reaction to this cursed Windows 11, downfall of Windows is... I mean, it's a bit of hyperbole, but it's not as much as it probably feels like. I probably did need to push that car up a bit further. Okay, so we need to put these back up there. And then move those over to Stenzel. Oh, and tell number 1 to highball. How are we doing on logs here? It's kind of tricky because ever since they had that fire up on Connolly Creek, we haven't been able to log it there. So put these on the repair track. We'll turn the engine. Turn the engine, water, coal the engine. Grab these cars, and once the diesel returns our caboose, we'll head out. Yeah, we did not get any cars for these businesses this time. I don't think that's the result of not doing the contract. No, we did the contract. They just didn't fit in the interchange this time. Rah! Fell through the map. So now let's grab those ones. I think we gotta push them up a little more to clear that switch. And then the boxcar goes there. And then we can just run these back up to Domain. And we'll take these back to the scrapyard. Fortunately, we can, in fact, serve the depot without blocking the yard. Witness the future, witness the transformation from Microsoft Windows. Well, my understanding is he wasn't wrong. Windows was something of a game changer in the computer world. It made it a lot easier for everyone to have a computer. And meant you could do a lot more with the computer once you had it. Alright, so now we'll run these cars over to the repair track. How many, do we have a lot of repair parts over there? And we got 25 tons, so if it takes more than that, we're gonna have to run some stuff down to Bryson. Let's take these up into town. Yeah, this thing is sipping fuel at the moment, but we will need more at some point. And again, if the internal cars mod is stopping us from getting fuel, we'll just have to get rid of the internal cars mod. Yeah, 95, 95 is older than I am. Not by much, but it is. I think the very first time I saw a computer, it was still running 95, actually. Maybe it had gone up to 98. In fact, that computer, I think, is still kicking around my parents' place somewhere in a box. Oh, hey, where's the passenger train? Uh, 12 is low on coal. Oh, there's the passenger train. It is struggling. You've got enough coal to do this last bit of switching. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Given that this thing's going to scrap anyway, I'm not too worried about letting it just roll into the other cars. That said, I have been trying to get our safety rating up. Forced off Windows Me. I'm not sure what Windows Me is. Don't think I've heard of that one. There was Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 9, Windows 10. Yeah, I remember when they talked about, like, the CD-ROM would have bonus things. Heck, from what I understand, originally, Excel, if you entered the right set of commands, it opened up a flight simulator. Millennium Edition. Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one. Presumably that would have been around 2000 then. Prepare for Y2K! Alright, we'll top off here. And we'll take you back into the ad. $11 is really struggling here. We're probably gonna have to, like, manually run 11 for a bit. But yeah, the sooner we can get our 10-wheeler onto this train, the better, I think. Could also just be that this part's steep? I don't know. But yeah, this thing slips a lot. So you do have to, like, watch out with it. See what I mean? I just like putting it down and leaving it down. Ah, so you played the original Railroad Tycoon then. The original one. I think Dad played that, and as well as the original Civilization. I've seen his copy of the original Civilization with an actually floppy disk. Never played it though. Earliest I've played is Civilization 2, and I played way too much of it. Android Man now on. Okay. I guess if that's you, then that's you. A lot of games. I think I've heard of Quake, I've heard of Doom, never played them. The other ones I don't think I've heard of. Alright, so now we just gotta wait for the passenger train to get in. Oh, no. That's not the way you want to go. Yes. Yes, you are. Alright, we'll put the diesel back over here, too. And once again, we'll tell you to load up and get ready for another one, but we'll do a time skip before we let it leave. And now we gotta deal with all this. Well, let's start with, let's see. We'll put, that one there. I'm gonna have to break this down a little bit. And now you're whining about your water too. Okay, so we're gonna have to think about this a bit. We're gonna switch out up here. I'm gonna change this actually. This car, we'll put that car up there. And we'll send you up to the runaround. Hopefully you can make it. And then we can send you back down the hill. And then, yeah, we'll be nice and we'll let you get your coal and water first. So that one goes there. And then the Ela car goes there, and the Appalachian car goes there, and the log cars go there. And I guess the Rob Gap cars go up there too? They're probably not going to get up to Rob Gap till the next till the afternoon train. But we got to put them somewhere. Oh, hang on. He's pinging again. Maybe this time I'll have done it right. Ah! That thing's. That thing. Well, I will save that thing for you to go find, because you probably got the Discord ping too. I think what we'll do now is we'll have 10 to handle the Robinson Gap switching. Well, I guess we'll put those cars out of the way there for now. And yeah, once our Mikado is running again, which isn't yet, it'll go get the rest of them. Atari 2600. Was that the Atari video console system, or Atari video game console system? The one that you plugged into your TV? Because if that is what that is, then believe it or not, I have one. It was my grandparents. The one that they bought for my mom and her siblings. And I've got it. And while it's been a while, I've used it. It's a lot more fun when you've got someone else to play with, though, I'll say that. It's also really fast on a modern flat-screen TV, so... Or maybe it was just always that fast. I don't know. Okay, let's respot that and try that again. Wait, don't you fit up there? Do you not fit up there? If you don't fit up there, that's an issue. One which I had not fully considered. Yeah. Yep, that's exactly the one I've got, I think. I might still have the box for it somewhere. But yeah, my grandparents have been cleaning out their place because, you know, they're getting old. And they were thinking about throwing it out, but I saw it and went, ooh, that looks cool, so I kept it. Glad I did, too. Wouldn't that be fun to try and figure out how to string? Oh, dang it, that is too. Okay. Plan Bravo. Oh, and you're gonna need coal and water too, aren't you? So we'll just run around with this part of the train. Yeah. Well, a new one is probably worth a lot of money. Something tells me an older one isn't. We'll see. Maybe I'll get rid of mine at some point. Again, I'm not using it. Did I put marker lamps on? Yeah, this one's got marker lamps too. So those go there. I guess for now we'll put that there. And then we'll figure out how to get behind these cars, and we'll do the, we'll drop all this stuff off. And then 5 can go take that, handle that, and maybe that. It's not full yet. That's one thing we didn't go look for, is there anything worth scrapping? Maybe we should do that real quick. Again, following our rule that we have to be able to buy it in the regular to buy it to scrap in the used. Not really seeing any fantabulous deals. I guess we could... maybe that. Anything in here? No, it doesn't really look like it. Nah, we'll just leave that. We're gonna have some hoppers to scrap anyway, so not terribly worried about it. Yeah, sentimental value, that's a good reason to hold on to it. And now you're running low on coal. We'll deal with it. You know what, I'm just gonna do our 1 hour time skip now. Well, they finished fixing one of the cars. That's good. We'll wait till they finish fixing all of them, though. Oh, interesting. So that one won't let me do with copper. Oh, I wasn't aware of that. No wonder the copper mine is having trouble with these cars. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Now, out of interest... how close are we to Okay, 30 minutes and the Mikado will be ready. That's what I wanted to know. Well, look, we've already got one car that's loaded. Okay, you're almost where you need to be. I guess I can send you up the mountain for another batch. And you're running low on water. Okay. We will deal with that, too. Alright. To the furniture plant. Oh, we got it. We'll have a car to pick up, too. We'll deal with that later. I don't remember if mine is Pac-Man. It's got, like, a couple of generic games. It might have Asteroids. It's got Donkey Kong, and I'm terrible at it. Oh, look, those cars are full, too. So we'll be picking up those, along with presumably everything on Lower Walker. Yeah, those are all done now as well. Alright, well, you go coal and water. You go hide in the shed. And you go grab this and head up to the mine. Which reminds me, if I'm correct... Yeah, tomorrow we can make this a tier 5 as well, so now we will really be overloading that interchange. Oh, well, that was a perfect spot for water. Now probably what we'll do in the future is, since they'll let this guy go down to Alarka Junction, we'll just have the 1000 handle everything between here and Alarka Junction, and then that way the steam engines don't have to come up here and use up all their precious coal and water. We can save that for when the passenger train needs it. So it's going to be a while before we get another hopper, I think. Alright. To the mine. We were late dropping off all our cars yesterday, so it was fast to get them loaded up today. Let's see. Okay, nah, those ended up in alternating rows again. Oh. Well, if you're gonna go that way, then don't go all the way up there. Just go up to here. I wasn't expecting you to back out of this track. Yeah, I think we'll take the coal stuff the first, and then the coal stuff and the scrap cars first. Alright, so now you're full, so head back to the passenger train, which is also full. And we'll send the passenger train back down to Bryson. Feels like we didn't get as far the stream as normal, but I think that's because I didn't do as many time skips. Alright, to Bryson. Alright, what's dragging it down this time? Nope, once again it vanished as soon as I looked. We're gonna have a lot of logs ready to go out, and so, but I don't think we'll be taking them all back. Out of interest, look, going back to there. We're going to use a bunch of repair parts, but I think it's worthwhile. Admittedly, we're also not working very fast, so... So then we gotta pull this guy out. And then put these two back in. This is really our moneymaker car, because we get, I mean, this says 81 bucks, but we actually get a much bigger bonus because it's one that we own. And that's, again, that's part of internal cars. That's a mod setting. It can be adjusted up and down. I've got it adjusted up. set a couple of those real quick. Yeah, you can see $114 for a 30-ton flat boxcar. So now let's collect the other ones and bring it back. Anything there? Oh, that one's not too far off, but it's not ready yet. And again, we've got our Mikado ready in 15 minutes. So then we can flip, rewater and coal this guy, flip it to passenger service. And then I guess we'll just have number 11 be another Bryson switcher. It's the spare. And then we need to grab all of that. We're basically going to end up Ying this engine so it'll be backwards again, which is not really what I wanted. Alright, just shove all that up there. So I think we're doing pretty good so far. Let's grab the stuff that's ready to come down. Don't know why I'm shoving this up so far. I guess it's pretty much good where it is. That was a pretty good payout. Where's 11? 11 made its station stop at Cochrane. And 5 needs to go down and get more cars. Alright, I think we're at a pretty good spot right now, so once we hit the end of the song, which will be in about a little under 2 minutes, we're gonna call stream. Now, again, I'm thinking I might stream again on Friday. If we do, it'll be Infinite Rails most likely. I'll probably do some off-camera mining for this game to get us closer to the next interchange, just because right now it's mostly just, you know, boring running stuff. We've handled most of the intensive switching. As usual, I'll be back next Wednesday with another Railroader stream. We'll be continuing this. No stream Sunday. At some point, you will get a video from the Sumter Valley Railway's 50th anniversary celebration last month. I need to sort out my clips and bake a clip or a photo or something off a couple other people who were there. But that will be coming. So keep an eye out for that. And once again, like I've said, you can find me on the Midland Discord, on the Hyce Discord, on the Angry Ragtimers Discord. There'll be stuff around. But until next time, I hope you all have a good night. See you next time. Do all the good YouTube things. And until next time, take care. Go in peace.